being insubordinate or not following what they've been asked to do.
Welcome to the show, WWE Nation. This is SmackDown Spotlight, your update center for matches and news. Hit that bell, and let's begin. The mystery that kept fans guessing for weeks finally exploded into the open when Triple H stepped forward and confirmed what no one expected. Austin. Theory was the masked figure who interfered at Survivor Series. For weeks, the WWE Universe had turned this mystery into one of the company's most talked about storylines, dissecting footage, debating theories, and connecting dots that didn't always fit. Now, with the truth out in full daylight, the conversation has shifted from who was behind the mask to why would Austin Theory take such a drastic step? Triple H's reveal didn't just close the case. It opened the door to a new chapter, one driven by motive, consequence, ambition, and a young superstar desperate to reclaim the spotlight he felt slipping through his fingers. The mystery that captured the WWE Universe. Survivor Series this year was already shaping up to be unforgettable. But none of the advertised matches outshined the moment when a masked individual appeared out of nowhere and changed the outcome of a high-stakes match. Dressed entirely in black. With a full mask hiding every detail, the intruder moved with the confidence of someone who had stepped between the ropes countless times before. One perfectly executed interference altered the entire direction of the match, a move so deliberate that fans instantly knew this wasn't random chaos. The masked figure escaped through the crowd before security could react, leaving only questions, theories, and replay clips. The fans studied like detectives searching for clues. Triple H launches a full-scale investigation. Once Survivor Series ended, Triple H made it clear that WWE wasn't going to allow such a major event to be derailed without consequences. As Chief Content Officer, he publicly addressed the situation, emphasizing the importance of protecting the integrity of WWE's marquee events. Over the next several weeks, he spearheaded an investigation that included analyzing high-definition footage, surveillance from backstage areas, entrance logs, and even interviews with crew members who noticed unusual behavior the night of the event. Triple H updated the audience periodically, turning the investigation itself into a compelling story that kept fans glued to every episode. And with each passing week, the tension grew as he hinted they were closing in on the truth. The moment Triple H revealed the truth. When Triple H finally appeared on stage with the evidence in hand, the entire arena fell silent. This wasn't a storyline promo or a dramatic twist. This was a top executive laying out a carefully documented case, step by step. He showed side-by-side comparisons of the masked attackers' movement patterns and mannerisms next to various WWE superstars, immediately narrowing the list. Then came the backstage footage. Grainy at first, but unmistakable. A camera captured the moment the masked individual stepped into a restricted hallway, removed the mask, and unknowingly revealed his identity. When Austin Theory's face appeared on the screen, the audience reaction was instant. Shock, disbelief, and a wave of murmurs rolling through the arena. Triple H followed the reveal with additional proof. Access logs matching Theory's credentials, witness statements from staff, and items found in his locker that matched the masked gear. The evidence was overwhelming, leaving no room for debate. Why Austin Theory made this choice. Understanding. Austin Theory's motives requires looking at the last year of his career. Once seen as a rising cornerstone of WWE's future, Theory had found himself slipping down the card, overshadowed by newcomers, returning legends, and shifting storylines. Despite consistently delivering strong performances, he felt opportunities passing him by. In his mind, he needed to remind the company and the fans exactly who he was. The masked interference wasn't an act of malice. It was a calculated attempt to reclaim attention, to force WWE to acknowledge him again. For Theory, being overlooked was worse than being criticized. By influencing a major match at Survivor Series, he ensured that eyes would be back on him, even if the path he chose came with consequences. The human side of Theory's decision. While many see Theory's actions as selfish or reckless, there's a deeper emotional layer underneath. For a young star who rose quickly through the ranks, experiencing a sudden downturn can feel like losing control of everything you've worked for. That fear of becoming irrelevant, of watching others move into spots you thought belonged to you, can drive even the most talented performers to make impulsive decisions. Theory's frustration didn't come from arrogance alone. It came from feeling forgotten. His masked interference was less about sabotaging someone else and more about forcing the world to look at him again. That need for validation, recognition, and purpose is something many performers and fans can relate to. How the locker room and industry reacted. The reveal sent shockwaves through WWE and the entire wrestling world. Some wrestlers were stunned. Others admitted they suspected. A theory all along. Analysts debated whether his actions were a cry for help, a bold statement, or simply an impulsive mistake. Industry veterans discussed what it means when a performer takes such drastic measures to be seen, while others questioned what boundaries should exist to maintain fairness in major events. One thing everyone agreed on: Austin Theory had instantly become one of the most talked about names in wrestling. Whether fans sided with him or criticized him, no one could deny that he succeeded in reigniting interest in his character. The consequences. Austin Theory now faces Triple H made it clear. There will be repercussions. Theory undermined a marquee event by disguising his identity and interfering during a pivotal moment. Consequences may include suspensions, fines, mandatory matches, or other storyline-driven accountability. But in WWE, consequences often come with opportunities. Theory's actions guarantee him more screen time, deeper character development, and major storylines that could stretch across multiple pay-per-views. Fans will tune in not only to see what punishment he faces, but how he responds, whether with defiance, remorse, or something in between. What this means for Theory's WWE future. Ironically, Theory's controversial decision may have elevated his career. He's no longer just a talented, young athlete. He's now a central figure in one of WWE's most compelling narrative arcs. Depending on how he leans into this moment, he could transform his persona into a cunning strategist, a rebellious anti-hero, or a humbled superstar fighting his way back. Even if the consequences are steep, they won't overshadow the fact that Theory is relevant again and more layered than he's ever been. The road ahead. Austin Theory's unmasking closes one chapter and begins another. What happens next? His response, his rivalries, his path forward will shape not only his career, but potentially the landscape of WWE's storytelling for months to come. One thing is certain: the mystery may be solved, but the fallout is just beginning. And for Austin Theory, the spotlight he fought so hard to reclaim is finally shining directly on him.